How we doing, folks? It's a pop music freak back with another song facts countdown video, counting down my 1,000 favorite songs of all time. We are at song number 928. It is the first appearance on my top 1,000 by Bob Seger, the Silver Bullet Band, although it wasn't really backed by the Silver Bullet Band his whole career, but a good chunk of it is hit making period for sure. All right. The song is a song everyone knows. May not know it as well as from the original time it was released. It was a number 28 hit when it hit the charts in 1979 in the U.S., but it has gone on to become in the canon of rock and roll for sure. Old time rock and roll. Its appearance in Risky Business almost put it back in top 40 in 1983. And it has been just used and reused in commercials and movies and in everything since then. In fact, he's probably earned more money off the song, although the truth is Bob Seger did not write the song, although he says he rewrote the verses. We'll get into that. There's a bit of a controversy about that. There was another person, a member of the Muscle Shoals rhythm section, George Jackson, who has credit for writing the song along with a couple other guys, Thomas E. Jones III and Chuck Crozier, are the three guys that officially are the songwriters, are receiving copyright payments and making millions probably off of reusing the song. Bob Seger is not, believe it or not. So some people will say, oh, he's probably making more money on that song than anything else he did. He's not. He did not officially write the song. But anyway, let me give you the rest of the song facts on this great classic rock tune from the 70s. Old Time Rock and Roll was recorded by Bob Seger for his 10th studio album, Stranger in Town. It was also released as a single in 1979. It is a sentimentalized look back at the music of the original rock and roll era and has often been referenced as Seger's favorite song. The song gained renewed popularity after being featured in the 1983 film Risky Business. It has since become a standard on popular music and was ranked number 2 on the Amusement and Music Operators Association's survey of the top 40 jukebox singles of all time in 1996. It was also listed as one of the songs of the century in 2001 and ranked number 100 in the American Film Institute's 100 Years, 100 Songs poll in 2004 of the top songs in American cinema. Okay, so a little history on the song. Here's the whole situation with the lyrics and the controversy, who wrote it, who did what. The Muscle Shoals rhythm section, who often backed Seger in the studio recordings, sent Seger a demo of the song during the recording of Stranger in Town in early 1978. He said in 2006, and also on the Stranger in Town episode on the U.S. radio show In the Studio with Redbeard a few years earlier, Bob Seger said this: "All I kept from the original was old-time rock and roll. That kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old with that old-time rock and roll. I rewrote the verses, and I never took credit. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Tom E. Jones and George Jackson know it too. But I just wanted to finish the record, Stranger in Town. I rewrote every verse you hear except for the choruses. I didn't ask for credit. My manager said you should ask for a third of the credit. And I said, nah, nobody's gonna like it. I'm not credited on it, so I couldn't control the copyright either. Meanwhile, I got into a Hardee's commercial because I couldn't control it. Oh my God, it was awful." However, George Stevenson of Malaco Records claims Old Time Rock and Roll is truly George Jackson's song, and he has the tapes to prove it. Seger claims that he altered it. Bob had pretty much finished his recording at Muscle Shoals, and he asked them if they had any other songs he could listen to for the future. At the close of the decade, in December 2019, Seger restated his assertion that he rewrote the lyrics in the verses. The song was recorded at the Muscle Shoals Sound Studio in Sheffield, Alabama, and Sound Suite Studios in Detroit, Michigan. The guitar solo was contributed by Howie McDonald. Originally, the Silver Bullet Band was displeased with the song's inclusion on Stranger in Town, claiming, according to Seger, that the song was not silver bullety. However, upon hearing audience reactions to it during the tour in Europe, the band grew to like the song. In 1990, Seger joined Billy Joel on one occasion and Don Henley on another to play the song during their concerts in Auburn Hills, Michigan. He also performed the song at his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So, let's go through the musicians on the track. Bob Seger, of course, sang lead. Alto Reed played saxophone. David Hood on bass. Roger Hawkins, drums and percussion. Additional musicians, you had Ken Bell on guitar. Randy McCormick on piano. Howie McDonald did a guitar solo, I mentioned again. And the three background singers were James Lavelle Easley, Stanley Carter, and George Jackson. Muscle Shoals rhythm section. Okay. So Old Time Rock and Roll achieved substantial album-oriented rock radio airplay and as a fourth single from Stranger in Town. It reached number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1979. It was re-released in 1983 after its inclusion in the film Risky Business and reached number 48 on the Hot 100. The song remains a staple on classic rock radio. Billboard magazine felt that the song's highlights are Seger's rough-edged vocals and the power-charged instrumentation. Cashbox said it is a piece of infectious, raucous joy that is a highlight of Seger concerts. In Australia, the song was released twice and charted for a total of 55 weeks. The first run was in 1983 after being used in Risky Business, reaching number 53 on the charts. The second run saw it reach number 3 in late 1987. It was released on the heels of Shakedown becoming a big hit. So then Old Time Rock and Roll was a hit again in Australia. Now, cover versions. There's been a few artists that have popped out cover versions. Singer Johnny Hallyday released the French language version as Les Bon Temps du Rock and Roll in 1979. Pop singer Ronnie Dove recorded the song in 1987. It was issued as a B-side to his single Heart. It later appeared on his 1988 album From the Heart. And in 2000, the British rock band Status Quo recorded a version of this song for their album Famous in the Last Century. Played it on Top of the Pops and released it as a single, which hit the bottom part of the UK chart, number 83, and in Norway got as high as number 4. Now, in popular culture, the song was featured in the 1983 film Risky Business, as I've mentioned, starring Tom Cruise. Cruise's character, Joel Goodson, famously lip-syncs and dances in his underwear as the song plays after his parents leave him home alone. In 1986, the song was also featured in the TV series Alf, in a caricature of the aforementioned Tom Cruise scene, in which Alf was similarly been left home alone and trashes the house. Activision created a series of Guitar Hero World Tour television commercials directed by Brett Ratner based on the scene, each featuring a different set of celebrities lip-syncing to the lyrics while using the new instrument controllers. The first ad included athletes Kobe Bryant, Tony Hawk, Alex Rodriguez, and Michael Phelps. The song is also featured in episodes of The Nanny, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, South Park, Scrubs, and The Flash. Steve Harrington briefly sang it in an episode of Season 1 of the Netflix television series Stranger Things. It was also used in the teaser trailer for Garfield the movie. It has been used everywhere. In early 2020, the song was featured in a Domino's Pizza commercial about contactless delivery during the COVID pandemic. So yeah, the writers of this song, which Bob Seger officially is not one of them, Muscle Shoals, have cashed in on this song big time. Whether that's a good or bad thing depends. I guess it depends on how much of a Bob Seger fan you are. So anyway, in terms of chart performance, it was pretty consistent. It hit number 28 in the US, number 34 on Cashbox, number 31 in Canada, and number 38 in New Zealand. In its re-release, Cashbox, it actually hit the top 40, number 38. On Billboard, it was number 48. And in Australia, 1987 peaked as high as number 3. Because of all the re-releases and all the downloads and stuff, it's actually certified 2 times platinum. It's selling over 2 million total copies, physical, single, and streaming. So, which is pretty amazing. It is the biggest selling single of Bob Seger's career, believe it or not. Even though it only hit number 28 That's its peak in the U.S. Oh well. Hey, you'll take it. I'm sure he'll take it, even though he's only getting a tiny little bit of that money. So there we go. There's your song facts. It's number 928 on my list, Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will post a link to the video, the actual music video, in my description. I hope you like the video. I hope you share the video. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you on board. Closing in on 900. It's a pretty good start. It's been picking up. It's been pretty steady. Been picking up that 10 to 15 to 20 people every day. Keep on coming. That's all I ask. Also, the bell on the bottom right on the screen. You can hit that bell. It'll let you know when more videos are coming out. This is the third one I put out today, so I'm going to take a rest because people are not going to want to share it if I jam Facebook and other places with links. Put this up in this group, that group, 70s group, rock and roll group, They end up saying, we're not going to post your crap no more. You're giving us too much work to do. But they got to understand, to grow this sucker, I got to keep putting out 2 or 3 every day to get this thing rolling, right? Don't you agree out there if you enjoy this? I hope you all enjoy this anyway. So, I'm going to go get this loaded up. I wish you all a wonderful day, and peace and love.